Hello everyone. Today I have a tricky puzzle for you. White has mate in two moves, and as you can see, there are only knights on the board. White has two of them, and black has only one knight. I want you to pause the video and see if you can find the mate in two moves for white. Good luck. Do you think that you solved it? Well, let's see. If we begin by assessing this position here, we can see that the black king actually has no squares to go right now, because both the d1 and the c2 squares are covered by the knight on e3, and it cannot reach the b file. And currently the d2 squares is blocked by the knight, but it's also covered by the e4 knight. And another thing we can notice is that this puzzle is asking for a mate in two moves. And through a process of elimination, we can see that this knight here cannot possibly check the king within two moves. For it to check the king, it needs to be on either b3, d3, or e2. And this knight cannot reach any of these three squares in only two moves. You can try as much as you can, but you will not be able to find a way for it to reach this in two moves. Like here, it needs three moves to get to e2, for example. So we can eliminate this knight from being the knight that will checkmate the king. So let's look at the knight on e4 then. If we tried to play, for example, knight to e3, the idea to get to e2, delivering a checkmate, then black can play knight to b3 check, and we will have to move our king. And now we have failed at mating black in two moves. So knight to e3 is not the correct solution. And if we try with knight g3, same idea of reaching e2. Well, once again, black can play knight b3 check, and we have used our two moves without mating black. And if we try with knight to f2, trying to get to the d3 square to deliver a mate, once again, black has knight b3 check, and there's no mate in 2. Okay, that means that we have knight to c5. This time, if black tries with knight b3 check, we can capture on b3, and that will be a checkmate. And if black plays something else, like knight b1, then once again we have knight to b3 check. Notice that this is not a checkmate, because black king can go to d2, so instead we play knight to b3 checkmate, covering the square. And there is no way for black to prevent a mate on b3 here. Yeah. So, did you find knight c5? Do you think that any of your friends can solve this puzzle? Share it with them, show it to your friends and family, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.